Okay, should we do the intros?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Hello, one and all. My name's John Clough,
And I'm Roman Prish.
and this is the Post Watch Post Mortem. Today's film that we're talking about is the conclusion, it would seem,
Yeah, it was
to the John Wick saga, Chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
And I think it's definitely an improvement on Chapter 3.
Yeah, it's like a big improvement on Chapter 3.
Yeah, I mean, there are times when, it's not. The problem is, though, and I think you said it already before we started rolling, that the action's a little bit overindulgent, especially the start.
Like, it was a problem with the third one.
Yeah, definitely.
For example, do you remember that scene when they are in Casablanca and this dog kung fu, the kung fu thing goes on for way too long, and it's the same thing ever and again of that. Or for example, that room of glass at the end of John Wick 3.
Yeah,
it's like there's a massive fight
in the Japanese version of the Continental.
Yeah, and then there's a massive fight with some goon, and then you go upstairs and there's a massive fight with two goon, and then there's a massive fight with a bald Japanese guy. Yeah, and it's like one big fight. It doesn't it just take for too long. The scene doesn't change. It's not because you fight with a different actor that the scene is going to change. There's no different, and you can feel that in John Wick in the Japanese Continental. That you feel that it's dragging for too long. This nunchuck thing that is not even impressive, because you know what? I know it's not realistic. The Jet Li whistle of the nunchuck. Yeah, you don't hear that, and I think you would have missed this. Also, the sound is pretty low. See, like the punch is like very far away, because it's far away from the camera. I would assume so. But like, there's nothing sending the punch. There is no sometimes you need to add sound effect to punches and fall and stuff like that to emphasize the impact. I think that scene in the Japanese Continental was lacking of.
To be perfectly honest,
and also
with you.
I'm sorry. Like, oh yeah, they're fucking arriving. Like, let's get bows and arrow. And why is the manager as the only one to allow to have a gun?
Do you know what I mean? In terms of the logic, I mean, look, the John Wick universe, as the films have gone on, has gone progressively sillier and sillier.
Yeah, but it's a cliche. It's my answer to my question, like why they have bows and arrow. It's a cliche of the Japanese, the American view of Japanese art, of martial art and stuff like that.
The stereotypical view.
Yeah, like in the Last Samurai, which is a retold of an Americanized story. It's inspired by a true story, but it was Americanized with Tom Cruise and was Tom Cruise?
Oh yeah, The Last Samurai. Yeah,
Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. And the thing is, like, we're not using weapon because they are not honorable weapon.
Samurais use guns.
And samurais use guns, and if they have to choose between, if they are in a battlefield and they have like a katana and they have like a musket, they'll fucking get the musket and kill the guy in front of them.
And not only that, it's a lot easier to train someone with a gun than it is to train someone with a bow and arrow. Yeah, bow and arrow takes years and years of practice and training.
It was a cliche of it's a Japanese cliche about like martial art and
Japanese culture in general.
In general, like
I'd agree with that.
But this scene was because what did he come there for? Because it's very silly as well. I'm going to.
It's just a second. Let me just get a word in edgeways on this one. I just want to interrupt, just to make this point. The entirety of the Japan section, I think, is only in there because I thought it was cool. And because it's completely fucking superfluous to this story.
Also, have you seen all the advertisement for the whiskey thing?
Oh yeah,
I think that's the main reason is the whiskey thing.
Oh, I'd say, well,
like,
maybe.
For example, like when they're talking with
it
the
was
manager.
$100 million, like.
Yeah, when he's talking to the manager of the Continental, there's like neon and like, oh, you come here, and like there's a silence of John Wick, and on the corner of the screen there's this cherry blossom burning away, a silence, so Japanese. I was laughing when I saw that scene. I was like laughing.
And not only that, you know something as well. It's like the whole situation, because the daughter got shot and they meet in the train at the end. Yeah. And you think that there's going to be another storyline there to pick up from. No, it's just like there's literally like, if you cut that entire section out of the movie, it would make no fucking difference.
No, it doesn't make a difference. Like I tell you, like at some point they are on this table, that the food is already on the table, and the guy is serving tea, and he give him the tea, and then cut to the daughter with the Spanish goon. And when they cut back, they're serving whiskey. And me, I was thinking, every time they go back and forth, they're going to present another drink. Like they're going to like have a steak or do like it's silly like that. Like they have some tea, and the guy is like shot on the bottle. It was the Japanese single malt something. And then you pour the whiskey and the drink. And later in the metro scene, there's an advertisement for that whiskey as well. When you arrive to the metro.
Well, there was an advert. I noticed there was an advert there for Asahi beer as well.
At the end?
No, during the Osaka sequence, there was
probably because
there was a panning shot when they were to the transition to Osaka, and there was a panning shot, and I just remember seeing the Asahi.
Yes, the river with all the advertising. It's very known in Osaka, but I think maybe the scene is Osaka. That's my speculation. Is entirely to found the movie.
Maybe, yeah, because like the budget was. Well, you got to bear in mind, like Lionsgate is not a fucking Warner Brothers or a Disney. Do you know what I mean? Or a Universal.
This shot was just made to because it couldn't go straight to Berlin. You could have go straight to Berlin. Why did they come to Japan except for maybe introducing that girl for a new series? Every time they have like a character that they don't kill, it's an opportunity to make a series with her.
Yeah, maybe.
For example, like, do you remember in John Wick 2 when he stabbed the guy and told him, like, if you remove the blade, you'll die. If you keep it, you'll survive. And the guy's like...
Common,
yeah.
And that was John Wick 2, yeah.
Yeah, there's a possibility for him to come back. Never come back. Same for the girl with the dog.
Halle Berry's character, yeah.
The other guy, nobody. Like nobody.
Oh yeah, that dude. Yeah, the black geezer in the
it was cool. It was cool.
Full. Yeah, I liked him. I thought it was class.
He has the same characteristic of the Cameron. Was it no?
Halle Berry.
Yeah, he has the same dog, same breed.
Oh yeah, because they're Belgian Malinois.
Yeah, the most trainable. Very how do you call it? Trainable or like?
Yeah, they're incredibly trainable.
Trainable.
Yeah, that's why the police use them quite a lot and everything else. Yeah, they're good attack dogs.
Excellent attack dogs, yeah, and and you feel that this character was like changed, you know?
Yeah,
and through that nobody guy.
Yeah, so what was Geezer's name? Let's not be reductive. Honestly, let me find it. Where is he? It definitely wasn't Lance Reddick. Shamier Anderson. Anderson.
And it's called a Tracker.
Yeah, Tracker,
not nobody.
Yeah. Well, no, there was things like
Would it be was it a comeback to the movie Nobody?
Maybe it might be a little bit of homage there.
A little bit
of homage.
Yeah.
But also, what I think was cool about him, to be honest with you, though, I think this movie is a lot better than 3. I was just saying to you beforehand. I was just thinking to myself, okay, if I was actually thinking towards the end, okay, how would I place these in order of my personal preference? Mm-hmm. Right, and number 1, the first John Wick is still by far and away the best one of the entire series.
This is the one that started all.
It's not even just the one that started all. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, there is that. That is that is definitely a key factor in it. But also, hold on. But the thing is that it's just like the most coherent story out of them all. It doesn't get bloated. The one thing I praised it on when I during our first podcast together, reviewing the original John Wick, was that I love the efficiency and the efficiency in the world building. But I just feel as the series gone on, it's become a bit more bloated and a little bit more
like the 3 is bloated
and a little bit more indulgent. And I think 3 definitely is probably especially with the action. 3 is definitely the worst in terms of the excess there, because I think the action is just too much.
Like there's one horse scene that's set in the same street that the bicycle scene. They both look the same. Mm-hmm. There's a scene that repeat themselves. There's the one that incorporate like the goon that cannot be killed by a regular bullet, like people that just die, that doesn't die automatically. That thing. That we see again in that scene in the Japanese Continental, and we don't see anymore, which is good. Yeah. See, I think the Japanese Continental is so disconnected from the movie. I think it's just a part that was added later on.
Well, I don't think it was added later on, But I think what it was is in order to get the funding, because I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there. But I think because if you look at it like the distribution, Lionsgate is not a big distributor in the same way, and I think it's affiliated with Warner Brothers somehow. I'm not too sure, but they're not a big distributor. Although John Wick is a you could argue is a pretty big franchise.
It is a big franchise.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, I think we were worried about it wasn't recording there, but it is good stuff. We made that mistake a couple of podcasts ago, and we'll try not to make it again. But yeah, like in terms of like I think the action. I like the fact that although the action is still, I think there's a lot of carryovers from 3 in terms of the action being way too indulgent, going on too long. But at least it's not continuous. There are points when the story decides to take a breath.
Yeah, but I see what you mean. But like the Japanese scene doesn't have.
No, it doesn't. It's just like it's basically John Wick 3.
It's just John Wick all over again. Even that scene on the desert was a bit like. I don't know.
The horse chase and then
the beginning scene. Also, not enough Fishburne. What's his name?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Not enough. Like at the end of John Wick 3, the only good thing at the end of John Wick 3 is like when the end is with Fishburne. Sorry.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you pissed off, John? Because I'm pretty pissed off. It's like it's like in blood and everything. Both of them are in blood and stuff like that. And
someone get this man a gun.
We don't have enough of him, I think.
I think so. I mean, also like Winston. I mean, the whole thing because then there was the thing about the Continental getting blown up. And to be honest with you, what did you reckon of the bad guy? Because like the French dude, the Marquis, what's his face?
It was the guy who played in It, the new It movie.
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård, who's not actually French. He's Swedish, I think.
But he doesn't have a French accent when he speaks.
You would know.
Yeah, well, no, like it doesn't have. À un moment, I would like to do the coup de grâce. The coup de grâce.
Yes, coup de grâce.
Coup de grâce.
Yeah, not coup de grâce.
They say grâce, I think, or gras, but like it's with gras, but like there's an S, but you don't French.
Yeah, I know.
No, it was good. I think he was good. Do you know the real good villain in the show for me was the bad guy in the second one.
The
Italian dude. He was scheming. It was like it was the perfect villain for the show.
Yeah, especially towards when we thought he was being smart, going to the Continental.
Yeah, it was like
John Wick just still shot him,
mocking him in front of him. That's what happened to the third guy as well. Maybe he tried to recreate that kind of vibe with the art and everything. That the first one has like a lot of it sculpture or stuff like that in the museum, and this goon has like all those painting with the only one I saw the name on it, and it's like Le Radeau de la Méduse. It's this boat when you see those.
The like, French boat with the tits out.
No, that's the one. That's the one. The scene. I can't remember the name of this one, but before that, there's a massive one where we still have like it's like people stranded on a raft. And,
I know what you're talking about.
And it's called Le Radeau de la Méduse. Méduse was maybe the name of the boat, and it's like just basically the raft left of the boat
of the ship,
of the ship. And there's a lot of Caravaggio as well.
Yeah, I noticed one or two of those.
Two of those. There is also when they're choosing the way they're gonna kill each other and the place of the duel with the card thing. There's like little like I think they saw like one of the painting with Caravaggio on one of the cards. Do you know the card with the numbers?
I couldn't really tell.
I saw one with the like when she cut the head of the.
Judith and Holofernes.
Yeah, I saw this one in the Place de la Place de Lila Metro. I think it was Place de Lila.
Yeah, it was Place de Lila, yeah.
Place de Lila Metro. There's a Caravaggio painting. It was a Caravaggio painting in the background.
I didn't clock that.
I think it was the Christ.
Taking of the Christ?
Taking of the Christ, yeah.
I'm not too sure. I didn't
I think it was there.
All right, then.
It looked like a Caravaggio.
Yeah.
It was dark and thing, and there was like people. And
chiaroscuro.
Chiaroscuro. And I love this John Wick for the art, and also the character of Paris. Paris is a character on his own, which is I find pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so. You know something. I think I noticed Paris more in it than I do Osaka, because you don't really see the city very much.
No, you don't see the city. Also, Italy should have been a bit more shown out.
In fairness, there was a lot of Italy in too.
No, but like he didn't like. Like they didn't go to the Vatican. They didn't go to the river when you throw the coin. Sometimes there's access. I think if you have a small movie, because John Wick is still a small movie.
Yeah, well,
they might not have the access on those things, because those places are very touristic, and to get those people, for example,
to shut them down,
they never shot at the Arc de Triomphe.
It's like, for instance, what a good example is that it's not in John Wick, but 28 Days Later.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Right.
I know the trick.
Yeah, because basically what they did was they shot it at the height of summer, so they could start shooting at 5 o'clock in the morning. They set everything up
for the audience. Can you tell me what shot they're talking about?
Okay, in the start of 28 Days Later, there's a scene where Cillian Murphy's walking through London and it's all completely deserted, and the bus is turned
daytime
over,
and basically there's nothing on the streets.
Yeah, in order to get that, they basically had to be right at the height of summer, so probably like so late June, when the days are at their longest. They had to, be up with the lark, shooting at 5 o'clock in the morning, about 4:30 to 5 o'clock in the morning. Set everything up, do the shoot, and then bail before 6, before London actually wakes up and gets going again. Yeah. So there are ways you can kind of get around it. But yeah, I take your point. Like in terms of getting access to the totality of France, the totality of Paris would be very difficult.
A lot of scenes were made in CGI.
I
don't know. For example, the Sacré-Cœur was in CGI.
It looked very CGI. If it
also, the because when you shoot a scene and it's supposed to be at dawn, dawn is going very fast, and you have to reshoot. You have to.
Do you know what I think that might be? I think they might have shot it on location. Maybe, but I'm speculating.
After Effect,
came in afterwards and fucked with the lightning.
Doing a 5-minute shot sometimes can take like 2-5 hours in real life.
Yeah.
So, like for example, like if
the sun is always moving,
it doesn't care. We do this scene again. Let's put back the sun down a little bit. No, you cannot do that. No. So, what I suspected, maybe it was shot at Sacré-Cœur, but they have to use, as you said, After Effects to make the sun, or maybe they shoot. Once it can happen as well. They shoot at night, and they use artificial light to do the glow of the sun thing.
That's also a possibility.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. But it looked CGI to me.
Yeah, it looked very artificial. I think the film looks curiously artificial anyway.
And same for the when they're in front of the Eiffel Tower on the I can name the name of the place when they flip the cards off. It's just in front of the Eiffel Tower.
Well, Champs-Élysées.
No, it's just in front of the Eiffel Tower. It's like a place.
The park.
A park, like not park, but like yeah.
I did like the scene around the Champs-Élysées though. Not the Champs-Élysées. What's the Arc de Triomphe, where they're going around the car chase around there. That was fucking class.
That's one of the scenes. I know it was not shot in the Arc de Triomphe.
Oh yeah. There was a lot of CGI and there was a lot of post-processing going on. Definitely.
But cool scene, because do you know what was cool in John Wick 3 when they did the kung fu with the car, when they keep going with the car thing. That was cool. That was lacking on the third John Wick. There's no car kung fu.
Yeah.
At the beginning of John Wick 2, he had to get back his car, and basically the beginning was just a callback to the first movie.
That's right, yeah.
Because it was the cousin of the Russian mob, and it was like, the guy was basically retelling the story of Baba Yaga to this goon, like, you don't understand, it's Baba Yaga.
And as he's doing it, like, he's going back to get his car. And
basically, it was just a callback to tell you that's it was a mini first movie.
Yeah,
which I thought was very smart.
Yeah.
This scene on the actual event was great. The great idea of using a vehicle to cover.
Yeah, especially that one section where he's actually doing like a handbrake turn all the way around the goons and shooting them as he's doing that.
Also, there's callback to the first some music. There's there's a lot of music in this end fight. That's what they call this Back to Black in French.
Yeah, it's like Painted Black.
Painted Black. And
I thought that was cool. Actually,
before that,
it was Daft Punk as well when he was on the stair sequence.
No, that wasn't Daft Punk.
Was it? Who's it?
Justice.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, Justice. It's very similar because that French techno thing.
Okay.
But that was Justice.
Oh, okay.
And before that, there was the when there is like I think there was when they're doing like the scene up, like view from the top, third person, like.
Oh, that was so
and
cool.
And this was a callback to a video game called Hotline Miami. I never.
That was actually a callback to that game, was it?
Yeah. Hotline Miami. If you see some image of it, it's basically a game, a 2D game, playing.
Oh, another game you're talking about.
Yeah, and it was also this game was very inspired by Drive. It came very short after Drive, and you play a guy with like a white jacket and a chicken mask or like an animal mask. He was like killing goons, like view from the top.
Yeah,
like it was it was really good.
Yeah,
and a cool effect also with a shotgun with a fire breath.
Yeah, that was class.
You see, there's there's a cool visual idea in this one.
Yeah,
that was lacking off in the third one.
I mean, maybe they learned a couple of lessons from the set. I mean, I don't know if they learned them because, like I said, some of the action is overindulged. Some fight scenes do go too long.
What was the visual, like interesting visual thing in the third one? Maybe the mirror scene, but that was a bit.
Yeah, but that was done in the second as well.
That was done in the second one. Oh yeah, true. The mirror scene was done in the second.
Yeah.
Also, like the Japanese guy was doing shadow thing, so basically he was disappearing in the shadows.
Yeah, that didn't look cool. That looked goofy.
That really looked goofy, but like this one is extremely goofy and just holds it. For example, like I'm sorry, you can kill no problem the blind guy. Like John Wick could have just like get his gun. The guy's like this, and just wait. Shoot and he's dead, or to like shoot through the glass because he knew he was coming behind him, just shooting through the glass. So like, it's.
I think, to be honest with you, I mean,
what the fuck a blind.
Yeah, but there's always again, that's a trope from kung fu movies, like the blind warrior kind of thing. It's
so good. Like basically, he got himself blind. Like it doesn't like because he got like he made like he accept to.
Yeah, he said something like that. Who took your eyes? I didn't take them. I gave them, or something.
Because the guy definitely didn't need his eyes to kill people.
No, I know that it's Donnie Yen, who's like a massive fucking kung fu master.
Ip Man.
No, that was done. Ip Man was that wasn't Donnie Yen. Who was it? It was Jet Li.
Sure about that?
I think so.
Ip Man.
No, you might be right. Let me just have a quick look.
That was him. That was him. Ip Man.
You might be right. Actually, I'm not too sure.
I'm not a kung fu.
Oh, you are right. Actually, sorry, I stand corrected.
I'm not a kung fu movie fan. Very.
But you liked. Well, you watched that series though.
What series? Ip Man?
Yeah.
No, I never watched. I started watching the first one, but I quit in the middle of it. I was bored.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, he was in Ip Man. But yeah, Donnie Yen is like, it's like when they get any of these like Hong Kong stars like Donnie Yen or fucking Jet Li or Michelle Yeoh or whoever else.
I really like the scene when he has like doorbell thing to like shop doorbell. That was
in the kitchen.
Yeah. It's like that's what you use if you fucking blind, like like
you sound. Boom, boom. Ding dong.
I like the way also he basically shoots like it's just like in the middle of nothing like this.
Yeah.
Just like it's so random.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, like
it's goofy but cool.
Yeah, I quite like. To be honest with you, I did enjoy this movie for the most part, despite its flaws. I mean, like like I said, the action's just sometimes the action just goes on too fucking long. It's too indulgent.
But like, for example, the Paris scene, all the Paris action scene are very like. I think that's the best. For example, the step scene. I think it went down a bit too long, like at the beginning, but then it followed all the steps. And went back to the beginning. All that you did
was completely wasted.
Completely wasted because
you got to do it all over again.
You got to do all of it, and then his friend like help him, and like it was. I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that the first time had to be that long.
Mate, but I think
you follow him all the way through the 270 steps.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, right. This is what I'm getting at. I get a little bit confused about this because, like, is there something wrong with me? Because I'm looking at the scores from Rotten Tomatoes, 94% on the critics rating, 93% on the audience, and I'm thinking, I enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy it definitely. I mean, like,
I think,
but I can't. I could never.
Would it be something that you watch? It is something you watch in cinema.
Well, all films are something you watch in cinema, to be fair. And the thing is, like...
Maybe you got older, because I tell you, like, the 92, 90 thing, it's probably younger generation.
Yeah, maybe Mum's getting old.
You're just getting old, like, yeah.
But I love the first one.
I love the actor of who do the judge as well.
Yeah, he was cool.
It's one of the actors that I see in the movie. I say, oh, thank you. It's got to be good.
Clancy Brown is his name.
I remember him from Starship Trooper. He was the.
Oh yeah, he was the colonel, wasn't he?
Colonel.
Yeah, that's right.
Why are we throwing knives? If we play, we just doing with guns. Why are we playing throwing knife? It's like if we're fighting with nuclear bomb, why are we throwing knives? It's like that. Yeah. It's like if his hand is on the wall, it cannot push the button. Yeah,
but it's I don't know. I mean, look, in terms of this movie, look, I did enjoy it. I mean, like the fact that they managed to squeeze they squeezed a 2 hour and 49 minutes. I mean, the budget for this movie was 100 million.
Yeah, and
you might think to yourself, that's a lot of money for a movie. In this day and age, not so much. I honestly reckon 100 million. I think once you start getting to anywhere between 70 and 120 million, that's no longer top tier budgets. That's about mid-budget.
Nowadays, yeah.
In this day and age, I think it is.
Which is a shame. We're not going to talk about that because we talk about that so many times. Like,
well, we could talk about it, but no. Look, it's relevant.
It's still relevant.
It is relevant.
It's very relevant today.
But I think
at the time we're shooting, maybe it will change. Hopefully, it will change in the future.
Yeah, maybe. But I think to be honest with you, but the thing is, what the point I wanted to make with that though is, look, they still made a movie for $100 million that looks good. Looks phenomenal in some parts. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there are times when if you want. I'd say this, right? This film is half the budget. I mean, my current favourite kicking post is Thor: Love and Thunder.
This film is half the budget?
It's 1.5. The budget of Thor: Love and Thunder is 1.5 times. It's $250 million, right? This film looks more expensive.
Yeah. Also, what I think in the movie, like, after the Japanese scene, and we enter into the German, like, Berlin thing with this bad guy, I thought it was over the top, but I kind of like it. Do you know?
Oh, I thought
it was good. I think. Do
you know what he looked like? He
Rammstein when they're doing the fat suit in the clip.
No. When I saw that, especially when he started fighting.
Oh, I knew which one you're talking about. Go on.
Yeah, the German boss with the gold teeth.
Yeah, but I know which one you think of.
No, but he let me say it first, and let's see if you're right.
Uh-huh.
Right. He reminds me of like one of those end of level bosses in Streets of Rage or in Final Fight. That's the sort of geezer I'd imagine being like picking you up and throwing you around.
He has the
booting you in the
what's
teeth.
the name of the Marvel goon?
Kingpin.
Kingpin.
Yeah, maybe Kingpin as well.
But you're right. It's the when you play Street of Rage and there's this big fat dude with like gold and stuff like that, and it's like you cannot beat. There's a lot of homage to video game, to be fair.
I'd say so, yeah. I mean, I think there's definitely
and that scene when they're fighting in the German nightclub with the waterfall and everything. I think it was very cool.
Yeah,
you can do cool visual fight, like making things. I was very interested by the people around. When that fight was going on, I was looking at the people around, like, what the fuck? What do you keep dancing?
Do you know something like that's in every single fucking John Wick movie.
Yeah, people keep dancing.
They keep dancing while bullets are flying everywhere and people are kicking the shit out of each other. It makes no fucking sense.
This one, people are like, sometimes like, I think it was well done. Because there's no gunshot. It was just axe and stuff like that.
No, there was gunshots.
There was no gunshots in the nightclub scene.
There
was not. Nobody used a gun.
At close range, they did.
Oh, they did. Maybe.
They did.
But I was just looking at the extra for that scene.
Yeah.
I was like looking, how are they going to react to somebody falling down there? I think they react good. Some people were like, oh, the fuck, what is that? And then the cut changed. It's like, hey, that's it.
It's like from the first one right up to this one, they do a club scene in every fucking film. And it just always looks so goofy. I wish it'd stop.
No, but the club scene in the first one, everybody ran away when the first got shot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. By the end of it, it was cleared out, especially when that, and not only that, there's always a scene where John Wick takes a fucking fall. And this film, he did it twice, and it's just like, how
which one is the first one? Which one is the first one? I remember the Paris one.
No,
with the truck.
No, the first one was in the Osaka. He fell down. Remember, he falls down, hits something, and fucking falls down to the ground.
Oh, okay.
And then there was the second.
He just jumped off the window. Of
the
apartment. Just like,
and he smashes into a truck. That he had no idea was there. There was a van down below to take the fall. What the fuck? fuck.
And just step up, like, there was nothing.
He just starts limping off. I mean, like, what the fuck? John, I mean, the fact that by the end of it he's dead, I think is fucking amazing, because like he's basically been. I mean, the guy's practically a fucking like superhero, like something out of a Marvel movie by the end of it. But I think, look, it's enjoyable. It's still fun. I mean, like, I think this kind of recaptured a little bit for me anyway, because like a little bit of the je ne sais quoi that is John Wick.
And there's a lot of homage to the video game, because do you remember the goon with the German bad guy? It was very video gamey.
Yeah, that's
the scene I was telling you, the outline Miami scene, view from the top, and stuff like that, extremely video gamey as well. And there's maybe a little bit as well with the what I thought when I see the Act 3 thing, when they were like basically waiting for cars to pass so they can fight each other. Yeah. You remind me of the frog game. Do you know when they have to pass the traffic?
Oh,
to get to Frogger, when they have to pass the traffic and to go to the lake.
Yeah.
I kind of see like there's a lot of homage to video game in that movie.
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, I mean, like, but yeah, I mean, again, I would say, like, in fairness to it, like, although it goes on, I think it's about half an hour too long.
Yeah, me too. I think a part could be a safer movie. Also, another video game references, the Continental exploding. It does look like a bit of SimCity, you know, like when you say, like, "Oh, I don't want that building anymore." And the guy's like, "You so top," it's like, it's just like no more building there, you know, like. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think, yeah. What was I saying before you interrupted?
You were saying that this movie needed a half an hour.
It was half an hour. I'd say it was half an hour too long, but in some places it does look absolutely fantastic. I mean, like I said, like $100 million budget, and it looks fucking. I mean, at times it looks absolutely gorgeous. Cinematography. I mean, like you're saying, like, you know, at the end when they're doing the duel, and like with the lighting, we'll talk about that before the rolling.
Yeah.
It looks kind of artificial.
Artificial, but like I think it's necessary.
Yeah, because it's the practicalities of the scene.
I give it a pass because it's necessary. Yeah. It's very hard to work with natural light.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very true. I mean, look, if you're going to do a scene right at the brink, like on the cusp of sunrise, golden hour, but it's not even golden hour. It's kind of like that kind of pink hue.
You have a window of 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So in order for them to keep that scene consistent all the way through in terms of lighting, so you got, yeah, you're right. You got to make allowances, and if it doesn't look exactly perfect, so fucking what? It still looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, pretty damn good. Yeah.
So yeah, I think the film actually looks better than the third one. I think it's probably the best looking of the three, maybe two's. Two's phenomenal as well.
Two is phenomenal. The Italian scene, the Italy, the decor, the set design, everything was amazing.
So yeah, I'd say 2 and 4 are probably the best looking movies.
3 and 4 are the best looking. Third lacking a little bit. They went to that extremely flashy neon and black, very dark. What Osaka is basically.
Yeah.
Osaka is a continuity of the second movie. Or the third movie. Yeah. Very black and neon, like dark. Like maybe it was your problem with your TV, or maybe it was when we watched the third one, I couldn't see anything. Literally, I couldn't see anything. There's too much. Like, everything was dark, and like when the goon were like killing the Russian like mob in the opera, I couldn't see anything. What was going on? I was like, it's too dark. I just can't see shit. But like, yeah, I think it was the best of the three, of the four. Yeah, the first, second, third, and fourth, and the third is last.
Yeah. I'd say, I mean, in terms of like where I'd put them. I mean, the first one is by far and away the best one. Like it's actually one of my favorite movies. I fucking adore it. Second one, it's pretty damn good. Not quite as good as the first, but not far off. I'd probably actually, you know what? I'd go 1, 2, 4, 3.
Yeah, the same as me.
Yeah, 1, 2, 4, 3. I think it's pretty fair, because like 2 is like not quite as good, but still fucking good. The third one is, it has some of the fucking problems of the third one, being too long, overindulgent action. The action scenes going too long. But at least with 4, there are points where it kind of stops and it gives you, it sets things up. It allows things to be set up a lot more effectively. Like I know there were scenes in 3, like when John had to go to the desert and like chop his finger off and all that sort of bollocks, and when he had to go meet up with
reference to Assassin's Creed, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
Assassin. like cut your finger to
maybe or maybe the assassins from back in the day. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, if there's all these kind of. I just think that three didn't just stop often enough just to let things breathe and let things and to set up what's going on, or if it did, it didn't allow enough time.
Not a lot of world building.
Yeah,
there's a bit more focus on Jonathan. You can see the Russian part. You saw the Russian life of Jonathan with the ballet dancer and the thing. That's pretty much the only thing that you see, kind of a story building kind of thing.
And there's that whole thing with
because
fucking Rob was it not Rob Jeremy, the guy who played
the Japanese guy.
No, in the third one. Oh, what's his name? Rob Flint. Oh, what's his?
For example, yes, the guy, the coin maker.
Yeah, the coin maker. Yeah,
the coin maker. So like they introduced a bit of coin maker, a bit of the drawing past, and that's it. And I think it was not enough world building.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
This one has a little bit more world building.
Yeah.
There's let's count the world building thing that we learned so far. There's a Japanese Osaka, which is basically the copy and paste of the American one. But instead of using gun, they're using bow and arrow.
Yeah.
There's the
there was Continentals in other films as well. In the second one, you had the Continental in Rome and all that sort of crap. So
there's the world building again with the assassination, but just basically a callback to the thing. Can you imagine? It's the master of the table, and it's just guarded by 3 guys on a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit dumb. But never mind. Past that, we went back to the Russian thing. When he went to the Russian church in Berlin, and the priest welcomes him with a shotgun. I thought it was pretty funny. And with that guy who said my name is thing. There's a Groot reference in the movie.
I am Charles.
It is thank you. I thought he was I thought yeah, that's your name, okay. And then when he gave it John Wick to the German group.
Stupid. Fucking stupid.
But not as stupid as a fucking martial art man blind with a gun.
And he was called Kane because his sword was also a cane, and
does you think it was the reference because it was
because he used a cane as a sword?
No, I'm sorry, but was he named Kane before he got blind?
We never found out, and I don't really care.
Was he using a cane? Was he doing like this before he before he got himself blind?
It's just so stupid. I mean, to be honest with you, I think the first one. I think what I love about the first one, it felt a lot more grounded. It felt like it was just on the right side of hyperreal, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it could still be plausible.
Just about plausible. But I just think as second went a little bit more silly.
Crazier.
The third one went
extra crazier.
And then this one went that much further. So you don't necessarily take it entirely seriously anymore. But at the same time, it is still fun. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's still a fun movie.
It's not the world we're living in. For sure.
Oh, absolutely not. No, it's
the first stage of the Eiffel Tower is no longer a restaurant. It's a radio tower. That's what was the Eiffel Tower was made for, to be a radio.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It was a lighthouse, but first it was built for the Universal Exposition. World Universal Exposition. I think one structure in England, in London, the glass.
That was the Crystal Palace. That burned down in the 1920s. I believe.
It was same as well as the Universal Exposition thing, and there's a Crystal Palace in Paris as well.
Oh, is that?
Kind of a similar thing, but it's been abandoned and nobody use it that much.
Okay.
And the Eiffel Tower was also part of the this. I think it was built at the same time as the Eiffel Tower. It was it was after
the view on the top of the Eiffel Tower is absolutely fucking amazing. By the way,
yeah.
if you haven't been to Paris, go. It's expensive and the queues are long. And I did it in at the height of summer. It was 25 degrees in the middle of midnight. That's when I went up there.
Do you know that people
and the view is still fucking amazing.
Do you know that people live in Paris for 5-10 generation? And never went to the Eiffel Tower.
Well, that's the thing. I'm from London. Do you think I've been anywhere near fucking Buckingham Palace? Never, not once.
You know where it is. You know where it is.
Yeah, I know where it is, but I just wouldn't bother my whole going over there. Why am I going to go see a bunch of twats fucking riding around on horses? I mean, if that's what you're into, fucking have at it, but it's not for me.
Okay, so yeah, people in Paris who live there for a long time never went there. Most of the people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like they show the Sacré-Cœur. I think the Sacré-Cœur for me, the Sacré-Cœur is the best place of Paris. Because all streets is higher than the it's a higher ground than Paris, and you see the old street, you see the this like white cathedral thing. I find it pretty cool.
I never actually went to the Sacré-Cœur when I was in Paris.
It's not, it's
Well, Paris is a big city, and I was only there for a weekend, and I spent a lot of time in Lourdes, the Louvre. Sorry.
And like, do you know the place when they play violin? I've been to Paris very shortly one day, and the place that is when he sees his daughter playing. I've been to the park and I've been to that castle. In that castle, there is like the chair of Napoleon.
Is it? Yeah.
There's a Napoleon chair. It's like a museum. They use it as a museum.
Oh, cool. Oh, is that La Concorde?
Place de la Concorde? No, I don't think it is, but I can't remember the name.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been to this castle, and I also been to the Parliament and the Senate.
Oh,
it was a political history kind of thing. Kind of. So I went to the Senate. I went to the Parliament, where nothing happened, and where people are sleeping and
yeah, the one part of French politics is quiet. Everything else usually just involves bonfires and riots and street fights.
Yeah, that's fine.
And strikes, lots of strikes.
And that's pretty much it. I just spent that time. I saw the obelisk, and that's it.
Yeah, the obelisk is in Place de la Concorde, not de la Concorde, Place la Concorde. Is that right?
I don't think so, but like if you say so.
I've got a photograph of it somewhere. I mean, I can't be showing it now, but yeah, because again, I did go to Paris for like a long weekend once, and it's really cool. Look, anyway,
like Paris is a character on his own in this show.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that.
And as good as you see that, that's good because we didn't see a lot of Casablanca in the third one.
No, we didn't. That's true.
What's Casablanca?
You know what it looked like? It looked like a set.
It's the same set they use for Outer Heaven. Is it? Oh, it's Christopher Nolan movie. We never talk about that actually. Did he do like a medieval movie about Jerusalem?
No, I don't think he did.
I think he did.
Let me just have a look.
Everybody forgot about that. But you know, like the castle thing, it was used as a set for that movie.
I'm gonna have to look this up now.
Outer Heaven or just do you have it there, Nolan?
Oh, Christopher Nolan. There we are. Okay, let's have a look at his filmography. Is that producer? No, that's producer. Director. Let's have a look. Director Oppenheimer, brilliant. Tenet, Dunkirk, brilliant. Key, never seen it. It's a short. Interstellar, Dark Knight Rises. Actually, it's not that good.
No, I was wrong.
Yeah, okay. You might be thinking Ridley Scott, maybe.
It was Ridley Scott.
Maybe.
It was like a medieval thing, like Jerusalem thing. That was Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott. Outer Heaven.
Mate, I can't remember, mate.
But like, yeah, one of the scene was shot in Casablanca on those like walls. Thing.
Oh, okay. Like, well, that's the thing. Yeah, Casablanca in the third one just felt like a set.
It felt like a set. Yeah, New York felt like a set as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think that. I think also you got to bear in mind to shoot in New York, as you said about Paris earlier on. The shoot in New York apparently is incredibly expensive. So what a lot of places do is they'll go up to Toronto, which is like literally a short plane ride away across.
Do you think that was where we shot the? Look, there's the in the second one. There's a shot with they have the river thing, like this fountain thing.
Yeah,
is that New York?
No, that was in New York. That was in Central Park.
Apparently they couldn't shoot in there. They were not allowed to, but they still did.
Go on, lads. Sometimes you just got to be a little bit rebellious.
You just have to
just do it anyway. Fuck them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought I actually
I think what happened is like there's like set up like I think the story was there's like one team and another team that was pretending to shoot a film, and basically this team got arrested, and while this team was getting arrested, they still shooting the like they have like a decoy. So basically they will have take the blame.
Right, okay.
And where those guys were being arrested and being a thing.
Team B came in and fucking got shot down.
Exactly,
and off.
Exactly.
Go on, lads, go on. You got to be a bit clever about these things. Sometimes a bit of guerrilla shooting is necessary.
Yeah, I think that's
down.
the story. That's the story of that shot there.
Go on, lads. But I think like I think this film looks fucking fantastic, and you are right. Like Paris is a character in it. I'm not too sure. I mean, like. Although I like Stellan Skarsgård in terms of Bill Skarsgård, sorry, in terms of his presence, I'm not too sure he makes an effective villain. Do you think he's a bit too hammy, a bit too corny?
It's recurrent. Like all the characters are extremely corny.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I mean, Lawrence Fishburne he hams it up all day long, and he's fucking fantastic. That's Fishburne.
I think he was corny at the beginning, and he stayed corny at the end. It's perfect. It's just what we wanted.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I mean, to be honest with you, yeah, I quite. If I was to score up,
but I think there was not enough of him.
Maybe not.
I wanted to have more.
Or either that, or some things could have been like trimmed down, and that then percentage wise there would have been more of him.
And what the fuck? He will help the guy from the Continental.
What, Winston?
Because he basically died for him. And the guy just killed him.
No. I think what he wanted to do. I mean, the motivation. I think in the end, like,
it's to save the kung fu guy, the blind guy.
No, it's to die. I think he wanted to rejoin his wife. He wanted to be free so he could. I think what it was. I think when you think about it, because like
he could have just died in the steps, or could die before.
How do you mean?
He would have rejoined his wife.
So he did, yeah. That's what happened.
But like,
he died in the steps.
What's the point to go to if you just wanted to die? What's the point to?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of absolution thing. I don't fucking know. But I think, to be honest with you, like
the job's done.
Because he even turns around to Winston just before he dies and says, like, "Will you take me home?"
And then go away.
And then he walks down the stairs and he just dies. There was like one brief, like, he had that little flashback as he was about to peel, keel over.
He has yes, I see my life going before my eyes.
Kind of thing,
A life was basically a wife. So basically, he saw a wife before he died.
And basically he was buried next to his wife, which is probably, I think, to be, maybe that's just what he wanted in the end. Do you know what I mean? So basically, he had to kind of. I mean, you could say, "Yeah, mate, I was really anticlimactic," but I think, to be honest with you, there had to be a conclusion to this story at some point.
You couldn't just continue forever.
They can't, though. I mean, I think, to be honest with you, like, you know what I wish they did? I wish they made 4 as 3 and then
called for the day.
Yeah, and did a 3. Basically, did a concise 3 acts. Like, the first one was the first act, then the second one was the second act, and the third one was the third act.
One is not necessary. The first one is not necessary.
Which one?
For example, you can have
the third one is not necessary. Yeah.
You can have start the third one with the guy with the one eye thing, keep the clock on the thing, and say, like, you have 1 minute to explain why the guy killed John Wick, and give it to us, and you could have been that chase the guy need to do for an hour. I don't know. It's. I think no. The 3 is still necessary. Because he had to install, like, I don't know.
I don't know. Basically, I think what it is.
We cannot change the past.
No, we can't change the past. I'm not trying to change the past. I'm making a criticism, and I think that's fair.
Like it's less powerful of all of them.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think it should just be. I think what it was is the first one, and again, I've said this before when we talked about John Wick's previous, and then when I talk about what I call one shots, as in, like, guys they make a film intending for the first one to be successful, and they tell a really good story. This happened in The Matrix. Like, the first film was absolutely fucking it done gangbusters money and was brilliant, and because it done gangbusters money and was brilliant, they decided to make a second one, and then the third one and the fourth one. And I think the big problem when you don't, the big problem with that kind of that funding model, because that's what effectively it is. It's a funding model. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, the first one was really good, but we want to make a series of this. But so they tell a concise and brilliantly done story in the first film. And then they think to themselves, they don't plan ahead properly on how they're going to continue the story, because the story is usually fairly well concluded by the end of the first film.
The first one was very well concluded.
Exactly. So that's the thing. So everything after that fact is superfluous. So I think this is the big problem with a lot of movies. Is like, okay, fuck, that was actually successful. Fuck, how do we need to carry this on because it made money?
We introduce a new bad guy who forced John Wick to do a job that he doesn't want.
Yeah.
And to piss him off, he blew his house up. We're like, that's the second one.
Yeah, and the second one actually came very close to being as good as the first one. Then you had the third one, which was, I think, a massive step down. Mm-hmm. And then you have this one, which I think comes back up a bit, but it doesn't. It's not.
No.
I don't think it's as good as the first 2. No. The first 2 are still the 2 strongest.
No.
So it's definitely number 1, number 2, then 4, then 3. That's my order preference.
I think we already said that.
Yeah, I know we already said it, but I think it's sometimes it's good to kind of, like, reinforce a point or kind of reiterate something in order to make a point.
So John Wick 5?
No.
Just like his hand.
Please leave it there, guys.
Just his hand, like, popping out of the grave like this.
or him walking behind the tree behind, like the tree behind the grave, and he just kind of walks around the corner.
Do you know what I see could happen?
What?
John Wick 5 would just be John Wick, the prequel before John Wick.
No more. No. Please leave the franchise alone.
They're going to do it.
Or if you look, what you say about telling different stories in the same world.
Yeah.
You said that
they can use the Japanese. They can use the Japanese girl,
or they could use the tracker character.
Basically, before they left, the Chinese blind guy said like, you know where to find me, or I'll see you again, like, because he know that she's going to try to kill him.
Yeah.
For the
do that. I mean, I've got no objection to like carrying on the franchise by making new stories within
also,
that world.
Also, they introduced that.
Just leave John Wick in the ground.
Casablanca, they introduced. I can't remember the name of the actress. I'm terrible with names.
Halle Berry,
and she has a daughter. And she wants to save her daughter as well. Just do a movie about her to try to save his daughter from the institution and stuff like that. Yeah. Just like there's so many possibilities. Yeah,
that's the thing. That's a great thing. If you've done all this world building, why kill it off? Why let John Wick be the only series of films in the franchise that takes advantage of it? Why not branch the franchise out?
Do a movie with the guy with the dog that we just met.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Like, yeah,
there's plenty of characters
and world story and stuff like that. Yeah,
just tell different stories within that world. Do you know what I mean? Pardon name what?
It doesn't have to be Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise all the time.
No,
like the world of Mission Impossible.
Not every Star Wars movie needs Luke fucking Skywalker.
Apparently they do, but the best movie in Star Wars is the one that doesn't involve Rey or Skywalker or Han Solo, stuff like that.
Was that Rogue One?
Rogue One, yeah.
Which I haven't seen. But why not? Yeah, just take that model and just tell different stories in that world. That's what Marvel.
And that was what disappointed me on Blade Runner 2049. 49. That's to bring back Harrison Ford. Just like the world is so interesting.
Yeah, but you said, in fairness, though, you did say it made sense within the scope of the story.
It does make sense of the script of the story, but
there's no. But at the same time, though, I mean, like,
I would have loved to have not Harrison Ford in the story.
Yeah, tell another story within the Blade Runner universe. Why not?
Yeah. Like the universe is so big that it doesn't involve two people.
Yeah, and look at this way. Harrison Ford's going to look this way. Like Ryan Gosling's character died at the end of it, and Harrison Ford definitely ain't coming back for a third.
Yeah.
Although you can't rule anything out because he just came out in that new Indiana Jones movie. He came out a little while ago, and that apparently done very well.
Is that sarcastic? Is that sarcastic? No, actually done very well.
No, I am being sarcastic.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not. I just think leave it there. Leave John Wick in the ground.
No,
tell
like
stories.
John Wick, leave it in the ground.
Yeah, leave him in the ground.
But like, please, those characters that you introduce, the blind guy, just make a movie about the blind guy.
Yeah,
just like POV view of the blind guy, just seeing nothing. Do you know? I think it's not actually.
Really? Did you just fucking say that? You absolute gobshite.
POV view, like they're like, fuck's sake. Well, there's no images. Because it's his point of view. No, like 80% of the people that are blind are actually
fully blind.
Fully blind, are visually impaired. I think he's visually impaired as well, not blind, because when he shake the card like this. I think he's like terribly visually impaired.
Yeah, maybe. Like who knows? I mean, I'm not. These are the sorts of things I don't spend too much time thinking about.
Yeah, I think too much of stuff. I think too much of. I see when I watch a movie, I look at the extra. I look at how people are reacting to, like, not the actor, but like the people around and stuff like that. Yeah, I like to see those details.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think. Yeah, where we're at.
Yeah, we are at an hour now. 54 minutes.
Okay. But yeah, sorry to check, but it's just like, we are still rank amateurs at this. We're getting better.
We're getting better. We finished John Wick. We never touch it again.
Yeah, I think now. I think we needed to.
Oh, do you remember when they tried to do a Jason Bourne movie without Jason Bourne?
Yeah, Jeremy Renner. It was the Bourne Supremacy. No, Bourne
Legacy.
Yeah.
Why it didn't work?
I don't know. I thought it was alright, actually.
You thought it was
alright? I don't think it was. Also, Jason. Yeah, then you had Jason Bourne, which is the fourth one. I haven't seen it.
The problem is, like, what do you call the movie Jason Bourne if it doesn't involve Jason Bourne?
I think what it was, the Bourne Legacy. The thing is, like, I think they had the right idea, definitely, the Bourne Legacy, and then you could have taken somewhere else with it. Maybe like it could have been. I can't remember what Jenny Moreno's character was, but you could have gone in a completely different direction with it, like the Treadstone Supremacy or something like that. I don't know.
I have an exercise for you. How do you call the John Wick franchise without John Wick? Excommunicado?
No, I'd say
consequences.
No, do you know some
consequences?
Do you know what you know what they could do? I mean, just take the leaf out of John Wick. Maybe call it fucking. I don't know, like.
What's the name of the Kane?
Kane. Yeah,
just
call
Kane.
It Kane, or I don't know. Maybe his first name's Harry, so you can call him Harry Kane,
Hurricane.
like the footballer. Or you could whatever the name of the character is, just call it that.
John Wick Universe. Kane or something like that.
No. Don't even say John Wick Universe. Just call it whatever the character's name is.
Yeah, like you have to call it the universe.
No. What you do is you call it by the character, and then what you do is you treat your audiences. You use a smart marketing campaign, Smart, yeah. Not AI. Don't use AI for that shit. No, definitely not. Smart marketing campaign, and basically all you need to do really is just like tell people as you're telling the story. I mean, you can do that by I don't know, like maybe because like I spoke. Well, Lance Reddick isn't coming back because he's no longer with us. God bless him. But his character,
so sad. It made me extra sad to see him die in a movie. Because he died also after the movie. Did he know he was going to die?
I don't know. I really don't know what the crack is with that. But or why they did it. But the thing is, what they could do is like someone could walk into the newly built Continental in New York.
There's a painting of him. That'd be class. And
or maybe there's a wing in the hotel named after him. I don't know. But because the character's name was Chiron.
Or the Chiron Continental.
Well, not the Chiron Continental, but you can walk in there and say, "Can I have?" The character could come in and say, "Can I have something? Can I have the Chiron suite, please?"
Oof, nice.
Do you know what I mean? Something like that. But yeah, they walk into the Continental and then shit happens afterwards. You could do it. You can still kind of within the same kind of universe tell stories without being from the John Wick universe.
Yeah,
I just think it's a bit fucking excessive.
A little bit, maybe. Yeah. It's possible. It is totally possible.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. And I think, look at it this way. Like, I think, like for instance, the reason why Marvel, at the start, when Marvel was starting out and still actually, being somewhat disruptive and inventive and creative, aside from what they are now. But what they did very well was they loosely linked. I mean, like think about it, the build up to Avengers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They were just dropping hints.
Yeah, like they would do Kane would come back, or
well, it's not even, like for instance, like I don't know, like for instance, in Incredible Hulk when Captain Ross is sitting at the bar and then in comes Tony Stark. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
Just like little things like that. I mean, there's things you can still do to kind of, or maybe you can use. What's his name again? Or maybe it's like like the Bowery King. Lawrence Fishburne's character. Maybe he's somehow involved in it. He's still alive at the end of it. Winston's still alive at the end of it, so he could still be managing the hotel.
Fishbird.
Ian McShane.
Fishbird.
Fishburne.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Fishburne. Like
Lawrence Fishburne could be still in it. Ian McShane as Winston could still be in it. I mean, there's no shortage of like characters that can be interwoven into new stories.
But John Wick's story is over.
Yeah, John Wick's story's over, and I think it should be left there.
Yeah,
yeah. And to be honest, I mean, to round it out, I mean, I just think do I think this entire series is one movie too long? Yep. Do I think this particular movie, John Wick 4, is about half an hour too long? Yep, I do. But I think it's still better than it's definitely an improvement on 3. It's not as good as the first 2. If I was going to score it, I'd probably give it
8.
No.
7.5?
Yeah, 7.5, I think.
What's the legacy of John Wick now? What did John Wick give us?
That's a good question, actually.
What's the legacy of John Wick?
Well, we kind of starting to see that with movies like Nobody, and I think there'll always be like...
Or the movie with the guy from Thor. It worked very well. There's a second one.
Oh, yeah. Chris Hemsworth's new franchise. What's it called? Oh, I can't remember. But I know when you talked about it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Extraction.
That's
what it's called.
Well, yeah, like that's the aftermath of John Wick.
Yeah, just like I think what I think studios are hopefully starting to realise is you can tell really good stories.
With a minimum budget.
Yeah, I mean you don't have to spend again, like I said earlier on. I think like movies like Thor: Love and Thunder and like whatever fucking or Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness and all that. These are like $250 million movies. Yeah, but John Wick 4 looks expensive. It is expensive. It looks expensive.
Yeah,
good photography.
There's some good photography. There's great idea. Like I'm still thinking about that.
Lighting.
The apartment scene when they are like this. There's effect with lighting as well. Like for example, when they're in the metro and everything is red. There's like visual the set as well. I'm sorry, the Japanese look cool. The Japanese
it does look cool.
It does look cool.
It does look cool.
The set is cool. It's unnecessary but cool.
Yeah.
The museum scene with a painting that's like a fucking the size of the fucking wall, like
the size of a house.
The size of a house, but like it's cool because it's true actually. Like you can go to Louvre and see those. For the
go to Louvre. It's amazing.
Yeah, go to Louvre. And that's what I'm making. For example, the second one when he's like sitting down, it is like those massive statue of Greek god or Italian. And it was like fucking amazing with the dark blue background and the white of the statue popping out and the light thing. It's like, make fun, have fun, make something cool. Like,
yeah, it can be done, lads. You don't have to spend as much money as you're spending. I think this is why I go on about budgets all the time, because it's like,
ask for location.
But the point I'm getting,
and if you can't, like, just do it anyway.
Yeah, but also, like, I think, you can make. I mean, I like watching movies where like their budget, like where they've done a lot with very little, or they've done an exceeding amount with quite a bit. Like, for
example, like Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah,
it's a perfect example. Like, just they didn't have a lot of money to beginning with.
Yep.
And they make something amazing just by the limitation that they have.
Yeah, creativity is more constraint.
And I think the guy who did the CGI was just five dudes, and at some point. When they go through the universes very quick, like just go through every possibility. We saw her into a FaceTime window.
Yeah.
And with all the guy of the VFX popping out for half a frame.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's like it's funny. It's like she's going cowboy and stuff like that. And at some point she's going like webcam video thing, and there's the FX team just like on the side. Like it's like
go on, lads.
Like it's like what do you say all the time?
Creativity is born of constraint.
Yeah, constraint. Like sometimes if you don't have the thing, just like have some idea.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I mean, I think I think one of the reasons why I bang on about it as much as I do, right? If I'm being honest, I think like you don't need all the money in the world to create something amazing.
No.
And
if you have the idea.
Yeah, if you've got the right idea,
if you believe in it,
and you've got the right team around you, you can literally make wonders.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can create worlds. You can bring us into worlds and stories.
You can make people cry. You can make people laugh.
Do you know what I mean? You can do so much. I mean, you don't... I don't know. I just think that it's gotten to the state now in the last 10, 15 years where when movie studios are putting all their eggs into one basket, they're expecting movies to make $1 billion, $500 million, rather than reining in their expectations, because I think a lot of it, the big problem with it, I think, is a lot of these studios are not privately owned. They're on the stock exchange. They've got to show continual growth, and the way they think they're going to show continual growth is by spending $250, $300 million on every movie and expecting to make Like, I remember when Titanic made $1 billion at the box office back in the 90s.
It was a big movie.
It was a big movie. At the time, a massive budget of about $120 million, I think it was at the time, which at the time was bananas. But it made $1 billion. And then when Avatar made $1 billion, the first Avatar was only fucking, 2009?
I think 2009, yeah.
Yeah, 2009. So, like, when that made $1.5 billion to $1.5 billion, that was like, my God, that's bananas. Now, there's so many movies making that kind of money. Movie studios are expecting it. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's where the big problems come in.
And like they won't allow. I'm making that small movie that I just require like $1 million. No, I don't even want to spend money on that. We're not going to cover that. Yeah. So like, oh, my movie is going to cost you. I don't know, like a $7 million. Can you find it? No, never. Oh, I'm going to found this movie for $200 billion because it's Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and not only that,
small movie are not allowed to do anything.
Yeah, but also another thing is like when you think about it, like, not only are they spending stupid money, Like they're relying on IPs that are already successful. The thing is, like John Wick, when that first came out in 2000, was it 12 or 13? But when that first, it was 13. When that first came out in 2013, right, that was a brand new franchise, right? The only thing that was keeping it going was the star power of Keanu Reeves, because Keanu Reeves is fucking awesome.
It's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking
Everyone loves
cool.
Keanu Reeves. But the thing is, like it was his star power alone. But the thing is that film was made for like relatively little money. I think about $20 million. It still holds up fucking amazingly today. It still looks good.
Still look good, yeah.
Yeah, it still looks fantastic. But that's the thing, is like, because they created a new franchise. On the next one, maybe we can spend a little bit more money,
extra million,
like another 10, 15 million on it. And then the next one, it was like, okay, maybe we could give it a bit more. And then this on 4, maybe we could give it a bit more. And I think, that model makes more sense. Do you know what I mean? Build up new franchises and tell new stories, and over time build them up. Why not? I'm definitely more on board with that than I am what's going on at the moment. Rather than trying to resurrect. I mean, 'cause let's be honest. I mean, do you honestly reckon Harrison Ford wanted to do Indiana Jones 5? No. Disney came along, right?
But for the money, yeah, why not?
Yeah, someone probably slapped down about fucking $25 million in front of him and said, "Go on, make a movie." And he's like, "Oh, fuck it then, all right then."
I was bored.
Exactly. It's not a passion project. It's just it's just there to generate revenue.
I thought we don't know if it was a passion project for Harrison Ford as well.
It wasn't.
Let's
call a spade a spade. Indiana Jones 4 was not a passion project. Indiana Jones 5 definitely fucking wasn't.
No. Anyway, we are just past the hour now. Should we round it up? Shall we?
Okay, let's round it out then. Okay, your final thoughts.
My final thought, I think, is I'm glad it's over now.
Yeah.
But I wish that they play more with this universe.
Yeah.
Without involving John Wick anymore. John Wick is dead.
Yep. Leave him
in the ground. The universe is amazing.
Do more with it. Yeah.
Have the balls to create new IP in that universe. Like we did with Star Wars, like we did with like what they tried to do with Lord of the Rings, but it didn't work very well. But I know it's challenging. But if you treat the universe well and you make an interesting story, an interesting scenario, interesting story, you can make anything. And I think the IP of a John Wick universe is good.
Yeah. Okay. So definitely make use of that. Also, Hollywood. I mean, learn your own lessons, lads. Right. If John Wick typifies anything, is you can build new franchises and make new IP. Just do that. I mean, because at the end of the day, if you keep harping back onto the same fucking IP and expecting the same success to be everlasting with the same, like Lord of the Rings, Marvel, Harry Potter, blah blah blah.
But you just say the opposite of what I say. Just me, I say like do more movie in the same IP without John Wick, and you say like
no. What I'm saying is I'm not saying necessarily. What the point I'm making is John Wick was once upon a time. John Wick was a new IP, and it created new IP from now.
To give money to a small director, a small project.
Yeah, and build them.
Yeah, build them. Like give those kids a chance. Like
give the kids a chance. Well, look at it this way. It happened with Star Wars. Look what happened there. It happened with Marvel initially. Look what happened there. Some bright sparks come together. They have a great idea. They fucking get the funding. They make the first movie. The first movie does well. Then they make a second. Then they make a third. And blah 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 blah. That's how you generate long-term success.
But I think the producer doesn't know anything about cinema. That's the problem. They're disconnected about cinema. They're like money maker first and foremost.
Oh yeah, like I said to you before about the dissonance between creativity and finances.
The producer needs to be more into cinema business than just be marketing business.
Yeah,
and basically, read the script of a kid. Sometimes the kids are going to give you like a gobshite script. You you need to work that more. Come back to me with a more thing. And sometimes they give you the best idea ever.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I mean, basically what we need to do, I think not we need to do, but I think Hollywood needs to do is this. Okay, stop spunking money to, again, I think $100 million is probably 120 at the most. Stop spending so much money, like 250, 300, $300 million on a movie. That's stupid. Stop doing that because it's not sustainable, right? Prune back the budgets, right, and put that money into more fucking. You still have your fucking like your big fucking blockbusters, of course you can.
Yeah.
But then also put you know, if there's some good ideas out there from like young film directors, you know, give them the money to fucking, you know, tell their stories and go on from now.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you go to the conclusion. I need to go.
All right, I think he needs to go use the facility. So I want to round this out now. So I've been John Clare. He's been Roman. Can you do it?
I've been Roman Push.
He's been Roman Push. This has been the Post Watch Post Mortem, and you've been welcome. Thank you very much for taking part, and we'll see you next time. Bye.